Okay, can't turn it. So I thought I would go live, show you guys kind of what I'm going to be working on. Um, so I haven't been on here forever, but I thought I'd come live just to be with you guys for the day, for a little while. Anyway, so give you guys a little bit of background here. A couple of years ago, I started doing these paintings because the windmill people were coming into town a lot, and it was kind of cool to see all these windmills go up. Now I think it's just a pain in the ass, but um, I started doing these windmill paintings of like it had like the Colorado Sea and it had the windmills and mountains and stuff like that. And well, they have become so popular. Like all these windmill people are always wanting these paintings. Um, so I got commissioned again to do another one, but this time it is not Colorado. It is Wyoming that the guy is from. So he wants Wyoming cowboy and the windmills and mountains and all that fun stuff. So I thought, why not go live and go ahead and paint it with you guys with me here, and we can all just chit chat and see what everybody's up to. All right. So as you jump on, make sure you say hi. Let me know you're here. I'm gonna try to. Let me see if I could do this. Make my phone stay, because my phone's kind of heavy, so it likes to fall out of my holder. Hopefully it'll just stay. So this is my canvas here. I don't know that you'll be able to see all of it, because if I turn it, it says it's wrong. So hopefully you guys will be able to see most of what I'm doing here. So the colors I'm going to use today are the yellow, the brown, black, white, and blue. It's all the colors that I'm using. Of course, these are the Wyoming colors. Got to use them. The black, white, and blue, of course. You got the windmills, mountains, all that. So got to use them colors for that. And I think I am going to start by painting the yellow first, because it goes around so much stuff. So we're going to start with the yellow and go from there. So remember, as you guys are jumping on, make sure you say hi. Let me know you're here. I don't know who else here because it's not showing me. And it's hard to look at my phone because my phone is now away from me. So I'm going to start by painting around the cowboy and kind of come out so that I don't mess up my lines. Because I know me, and I will mess up the lines. So get some of these little areas done in here. I'm just using a tiny little number 1 paintbrush. But yeah, these Wyoming colors are going to be fun. Anybody who knows me knows that like yellow is like my anxiety color. I get anxiety bad over the color yellow. It's not one of my favorite colors. So this painting's already going to be a challenge with having to paint yellow, but I'm getting more used to trying to use the color yellow because people do like the color yellow, like sunflowers and stuff like that. So, what has everybody been up to lately? I have been working. We hired 2 new drivers, so that means I am on truck, which seems like constantly anymore. Let me see if I can get my page to pop up on my computer here. And then I can kind of see comments as I go. But yeah, I figure I'd paint around these little things first, because that's the most tedious thing to do. I don't even, oh yeah, it is kind of showing up, isn't it? Okay. Let me see if I can get this figured out. Alrighty, let's just keep painting around this little cowboy dude here. And I do draw my stuff out because I tend to get squirrel brained and forget what I'm painting. So all my paintings I draw out. And then I kind of paint them as I go, like, with my brain. But starting out, I tend to forget what I'm painting. I'm great at that. And anybody who's ever been around me knows I definitely get squirrel brain. Alrighty. We can keep moving right along here. But I figured a nice tiny little brush would work great to go around all this. Get some of the outline done part here, and then we can go on to the bigger stuff, which is nice. That goes a lot faster than this tiny little stuff. This tiny stuff's monotonous, but it has to be done. It's the same with any of my paintings like this. The windmill paintings seem to be something that everybody around here loves because, like, it's so much part of everybody's life around here with the windmills. So yeah, this is what we do. I know it doesn't look like much right now. It will in the end. I promise. It'll look so wicked in the end. It really, really will. And I am going to bring my ground down just a bit more over here on the face of the little horsey here. He's going to come up this way. Just going to kind of draw it in here. Okay, there's a reason for that, because I don't want his head to be in the dirt. I want him to be riding high. His foot's going to be in the dirt, but his head is not. I had to scoot over, guys, because there we go. Now you guys can kind of see better. It's kind of painting off screen there for a minute. Took me a second to see that. Can you guys hear me okay? So I have been in the sewing room quite a bit lately. Have decided to start making some purses. I don't know. Um, been having a hard time with the whittling because my hand's been pretty darn sore lately. Um, the joys of rheumatoid. You get flare-ups and you can't do certain things, so you move on to something else to do. Which is what I've done. I've just moved on to sewing instead because I don't have to try to grip so hard on the materials and stuff like that, so it makes it a little bit easier on me. I will get back into whittling once this flare-up's over, hopefully, if it ever goes away. Kind of miss doing my woodwork, but I'll get back to it. I know I will. I know I will. Okay, I'm gonna flip this just so that I can do this a little bit better and easier this way. And I'm just gonna with this. Okay, it's gonna go right about like that. Okay. Alrighty. Get this dude a little painted up here. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for me. That's one way that I can bring you guys a lot more stuff of what I am doing throughout the days and stuff, is if you like, comment, and subscribe. And I don't know if many of you guys know the Wyoming stuff. The Wyoming Cowboy is actually, I think it's for their college or something. And their colors are yellow and brown. So the background right here, around here, is going to be yellow, and then the cowboy himself will be brown. And then the ground down here will be brown too. The windmills will be black. And then we'll do the mountains like mountains are. And the sky. And I wonder, I don't know what my privacy is set as here. Let me see if I can figure that one out. Hopefully you guys can actually see me. I don't know. There's not many people on here at all. So I'm hoping you guys can see me. In fact, I have nobody watching. Which I'm not used to. I mean, I go live on Facebook and I get a bazillion people on there at a time. But I've gotten away from Facebook because they've been cutting my stuff off of there. They cut into my lives. They like don't let me stay live like I want to. So I'm going to be doing more lives here because I love doing lives. I don't know. Something fun to do. Get some of this tedious stuff done and then I'll be going faster. Just the tedious little things we gotta get done first. I like it better when I can use a bigger brush, but this one has a lot of details to it where I have to use the smaller stuff, smaller brushes to do it, which is fine. Okay. Dip my brush in water here. I've learned not to paint with a dry brush. We're gonna finish off this yellow over here. Okay. And we're just gonna zip through the yellow here. Get all this stuff painted. That's over here. At least get this side of it done. It's kind of weird. My house is actually quiet right now. My husband is actually down working on my pickup, on my avalanche. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I might have my avalanche back soon. Okay, there's the cowboy. Can you see him? He's kind of cool looking. And now we've got to do around the wind turbines. So I'm just gonna kind of draw these in here. Kind of paint a little bit into them. I'm loving the color of this yellow. It's like, I wasn't so sure it was going to be the right kind of color, but it has turned out to be pretty darn good. Alright. I'm going to try not to stick my arm in paint. I am notorious for that. So we're going to try not to do it. Of course, me trying not to do it, I probably will do it even more now. And this isn't going to be a straight color yellow either. I will probably add some highlights and lowlights into it because, well, you got to, right? You can't just have a bland color. We'll do some highlights and lowlights into it. Especially over here where it gets away from the cowboy, where it doesn't have to be so much of the true yellow color with the cowboy. But the Wyoming cowboy is outlined in yellow, so I definitely wanted that part around him definitely be yellow. See how much faster this part is going? I like it when it goes this fast. No rhyme or reason behind it, just paint it. Okay. So then once that dries, we'll go in and do around the windmills. Get that all done. Alrighty. So we run out of things to talk to if you guys don't start talking. I've already run out of things to say, which is like really strange for me, but I don't know what to say to myself. But yeah, I just figured. Might as well come live, do my little painting here. Really kind of stoked to see what the guy thinks of it when he gets it. He really liked the drawing that I did. Because I did a drawing of this before I painted it and sent it to him just to make sure it was kind of like what he was thinking. Because sometimes my brain and the brain of what the people are thinking isn't the same. But in this case it was. So that worked out really good because it is something different than having to do the Colorado Sea, which is nice because I love the Colorado Sea, don't get me wrong, but it does get annoying to paint it all the time. So I like to be able to do like the different states and like their logos and stuff. It's kind of fun. So I think I have done, altogether I think I've done 3 of the Colorado ones. If I remember right. I know one of them went to Ohio, one of them went right down to my neighbor, and oh, and then I don't know where the other guy lived, but he got one for me too. So yeah, I have done 3 of the Colorado ones. And even though the other ones didn't live in Colorado, they wanted Colorado because that's where they were at. Which was kind of weird. I would do my own state that I lived in. But that's just me. That's why I kind of like this one. It's different for Wyoming. Even though he's here in Colorado working. And I just messed up. I dipped it in the brown. So I'm now going to wash my paintbrush out really, really well. I meant to dip it in the yellow. And I went into the brown. See, that happens. I start not thinking and I go into the wrong color. Okay. I know it's probably boring for you guys to watch, but that's okay. Okay. So the yellow is now done. Now I've got to do the brown. I'm going to do Mr. Cowboy here. I've got to find another brush here. Figure out which brush I'm going to use here. Some of these are so small I can't see them. Guess I could use this one. It's a number 3. I got brand new brushes. And so with them being brand new, you definitely want to wet them because it gets that little bit of that gluey stuff off of there that's on them. Okay. This little dude's going to get turned upside down again. Okay, and we are going to start painting the cowboy here. And he might take a few coats here. He looks a little bit thin. The brown does. I was hoping it would cover better than that. But I guess not. We shall have to see how this goes. I'm guessing he's going to need like a couple hundred coats. Because I'm not liking that. And I don't have any dark brown. Other than the tube. And that's what this stuff is. And it's pretty crappy. So it's the stuff that I was using. Or that I'm using. And I'm not liking it. Sometimes the acrylics work really, really well. The tube stuff works really, really well. Sometimes it doesn't. It's always just a learning curve on which ones are going to work and which ones aren't. I also know if it was my oil paint, it would probably work wonders. But I don't want to wait 10 years for this thing to dry either. I've learned my lesson on it. Everything I'm doing now is right now is in acrylic. I don't know if you guys can hear, but my tummy is grumbling. And it shouldn't be. I'm not hungry. This brown is definitely way too see-through for me. Definitely don't like it. And it's globby. I gotta see if I have something different, because that's just not going to work. I don't think I have any other brown. at all. I've got whites and every other color, but no brown. I just don't like it. I just don't, I don't. And I could have sworn I had like a brown color paint, but I'm not seeing one. I see a very light brown, and I don't like the light brown because that's not the right color for the little cowboy. Well, darn. Probably gonna have to just keep going with that color and just deal with it. Even though I am absolutely not liking it. Might just go with the smaller brush. Maybe it won't coagulate so much if it's smaller. I don't know. I'm not liking it. Probably am going to have to go over this a few times to get it the brown that I want. Because even though this is brown, it is not what I am looking for. I'm looking for a sturdy brown. This is not it. It's very pale and see-through. I'm not liking it. May have to mix up my own kind of brown to make it work because, well, I just don't know how well this is going to look. Alrighty. Well, I got somebody else on here watching. I just don't know who. Remember, I should jump on, say hi, let me know you're here. Don't be afraid to chat. I can see your chats. I will answer you back. Probably in talking form. I won't type while I'm painting. Yeah, I think we're going to mix our own brown up here in a little bit. Oh, awesome. You're cooking. What are you cooking? That sounds really good. That's what I should be doing. But instead, I decided to come downstairs and paint. I need to cook something good for supper tonight. I just don't know what to cook yet. Of course, it doesn't help. I'm not hungry. So then I don't want to cook a damn thing if I'm not hungry. I don't like my brown. It is very see-through, so I'm going to have to mix my own up here, because this looks horrible. But at least this will get some of the color down. It's a very thin paint. I thought it'd be thicker than this. Being from the tube, but it's not. Yeah, this brown just sucks. It's not the right shade or the right consistency. It's just too see-through for me. But we will make it through this. This is the joys of painting. Sometimes you just don't know what your paint is going to do. Sometimes it works perfect, sometimes it does not. This is one of them instances. Oh, I know whose house I'm going to. I'm going to Amy's house. She's having fried pickles. Yummy. I haven't had fried pickles in forever. It sounds so darn good. And I'm not sure why I haven't had fried pickles, because like I have a buttload of pickles at my house that I have canned that, yeah, I should eat, but I don't. Of course, this year I probably won't get any pickles made because my cucumber plants are not doing well in the garden. Which is weird because usually my garden just flourishes and won't. My cantaloupe is. Not much else is. Everything else is like, looks pathetic. I do have a few tomato plants that look okay, I guess, but most of it does not look real well. And right now I only have one cucumber plant. I don't know what happened to the rest of them. They were there. Now they're gone. I think I have a cucumber plant thief. I don't know. Or they just died. I'm not sure. Which could be the case too. They just died. Because I've had a couple plants dead. A couple tomato plants dead. A couple of my beet plants died. They just shriveled up. Which is weird because they get watered a butt ton. But yep, they just shriveled. And I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened to my cucumbers. They just shriveled up and died. I'm not real sure what all I'm going to get out of the garden this year. I'm sure you guys have seen some of my shorts with my garden in there when it's storming. It's a nice sized garden, just not much is happening in it right now. At least it didn't get hailed out the other night. I thought it was going to. When it was hailing, I was like, oh, I'm not going to have any plants left. But I do. Didn't really harm any of the plants that were left in the garden this year so far. This looks horrible. But I'm going to trust the process that it will look better in the end after I get my brown mixed up, because I'm not going to keep using this for my next layer. This is just kind of a skim coat thing because it's crappy. So then the next layer will be better. So I will mix up my own brown and it'll be thicker and maybe cover better. Look better. Just got to make sure I get it to the color that I'm needing. And I'm definitely not painting the ground with this color because that would be a darn nightmare. Because all down here is going to be brown too, and it's not going to be in this brown. We'll see how long it takes me to do this painting. It'll probably take me 10 years. It'd be like a 9-hour live because I'm still trying to paint this. But we'll get it done. Right? Okay, there's the cowboy. He is done. We are going to mix up our own kind of brown here. I'm not going to keep doing this. But that one. So, let's see. I have a beige. If I take beige, add a dab of black to it, what do I get? Do I get a brown? Probably not. Probably just an ugly brown. Well, that's kind of brownish. Not the brown I'm going for. I might have to add just a tad bit of red to make that happen. But it's getting there. Okay. Add just a tad bit of this in there for color. Well, kind of getting there. Let me add just a tingeing of red to it. See if I can get the right color brown here. I know you guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just getting it mixed off of the camera here. Here. Kind of show you guys what I'm doing. Trying to just get the right color brown. Wanted to kind of match that color a little bit. Which it's getting there. I think I'm going to add just a bit more black to it. Darken it up just a bit more. There we go. Kind of liking that. Just a tad bit more of the red. Get it brown, brown, brown. Just another tiny couple dots of black there. Kind of want it darker brown. So that's why I keep adding to it just a bit here and there. Get it to the perfect shade that I want it. There we go. Now we're getting there. That would be the brown I'm looking for. Get all this mixed up and it'll be perfect. Yeah. Bit more brown there. So it's kind of a we are getting there with the color. Sorry guys, I'd take a little break there for a second, get the right color brown mixed up so that it will be right. Because, yeah, what I have on there is not right. I don't think this color is completely right, but it's a lot better than what I had. And it will cover better. Let me see what color I got here. Maybe just a dab of yellow into it to give it some tone here. I don't know. Let me see what I'm going to get here. If I add some yellow to it. So I want it to be the right shade here. Close to it. That might be dark enough. Okay. We're going to do this again. Because, well, we have to. That's my number one. Okay. Oh. Paint on me now. Okay. This will be so much better. There we go. That's better. So much better than what it was. that's the color I was going for. Is the brown rather than tan that was coming out on the other one. Sometimes it's just trial and error. Try to get the right color, shade, the coverage that you want. Okay. Now we are getting somewhere. Looking so much better. Yeah, I like this darker brown. Just wait. It says, till you see the darker brown, you'll like this. It's so much better. Much, much better. I feel 1,000 times better about this brown than the other. Yeah, this is looking much more like the Wyoming cowboy now. He's the right color now. That makes me happy now. Like I said, painting sometimes it's just trial and error. You never know what's going to work, what isn't going to work. And that first brown it looked like it was going to work when it came out of the tube, but out of the tube onto the canvas sometimes is two different things. And that was the case here. It just was not dark enough for my liking. The Wyoming brown is kind of dark, which is what we got going on here. This is much, much better. Covering so much better too. I'm bored now. It's way too quiet in here. Even my dogs aren't making noise today, which is really, really weird. It's like they're taking a nap or something. I don't know. Maybe it's nap time. They didn't tell me. Okay. There's our Wyoming cowboy. He is done. Now, we have to do the ground down here. Okay, I might go ahead and do the windmills. That way they are done. Because they need to dry while I'm doing everything else too. And they are silhouettes of windmills. So, and you know what? This is driving me crazy. I have little hairs that are on my brush that are getting out of hand. So we're going to cut them. Just like that. There we go. Much better. Okay. Now I won't have stray hairs. Okay. I can live with this now. Get our windmills knocked out. I better put the paint where I'm going to reach it better here because I keep like trying to dab it into the blue. It'll be like on the yellow earlier where it did get into brown. One windmill down. Let's do another one. Alrighty, these windmills are coming along really, really nicely. Black is covering amazingly. Love it when that happens. Yep, these windmills are knocking them out. I'm knocking the windmills out really, really quickly. They're looking very, very good. Until I do that. I dip the black into the white. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just did. Do 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 do. I ran out of stuff to talk about, y'all. Do do do. Get the wind turbines all painted here. Then we can go on to some of the fun stuff like actual just freelance painting. Thank goodness. There we go. Phew! Then we're done. Ish. I'm gonna have to touch up on some of these are pretty wavy. Okay. Ta-da! Alright, so now it's time to frame format here. I'm going to just dabble here with the browns. Gonna kind of make it look like dirt, is my theory. Kind of mix the two different browns together to make some dirt. And like this stuff will be filled in down here. And then I'll dabble it up into here. There we go. See how that works? probably have to redo that windmill bottom there because I'm kind of hitting it with the dirt and stuff, so probably have to redo down there. And we are going to add just touches of different browns in here. Okay, I think right here we're just going to come up like that. Okay, we are going to paint the edges real quick. That way I don't forget to do it because I am notorious for that. Okay. Right here, we're going to paint this up here. That way it kind of goes all the way around it. Okay, right like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to take a small one. I think I'm going to do... maybe take some white and mix it in here. Get a brighter color here. Of the gray, of the brown. And just kind of stipple this in. And you guys will kind of see what I do with it here. Because right now it doesn't look like much. But then, take your big one and I know I'm making a lot of noise. You lay that in there a little bit better with the big brush so that it doesn't just look like dabs. It actually has some texture to it then. It's brown, but it's got texture. Kind of has like a little bit of a sweetie look to it then. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna come in here and just kind of hit right next to that windmill there. And this is going to come up just a bit here. There we go. Kind of like that. It's kind of got like a dirt feeling to it. Okay. Is this my number one? Yep. Okay. I'm going to have to go in, touch up this windmill here a little bit. Because I did kind of get over rambunctious with my brown there. So that's okay. It's easy enough to touch up. Right? You just go right like that. And ta-da, it's touched up. That one kind of looks like he's floating around here. I am going to do a couple of things with the yellows here. I don't quite like how that yellow looks all by itself there. Thank you, sis. Excited to see how this one turns out here. don't know if this will be too much of a difference here, but we shall see. I just don't like the flat color, so I just add some highlights into it, lowlights into it. Just blend them in, however they want to blend. Leave your hair occasionally. We'll get that off of there. Okay. There we go. Oh, and I've got black everywhere. Evidently, my black was not dry. That's okay. I'm just going to go with it. Wonder if I could go with table of white and orange, or white and yellow. Oh, no, I don't want brown. Alrighty, so we have the ground, we have the yellow done. Okay, now I've got to do the mountains and the sky. So, you do it this way. Let's do our mountains here. Oh, let's see, which brush am I going to use for my mountains? Absolutely, I will do that, sis. And we'll snap you the finished, for sure. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to paint some mountains on here. I'm going to do, so I have this stuff. It's called acrylic retardant. Oops, I just put in my computer. Just a little bit of this goes a long ways, guys, but I use this when I'm wanting to try to like blend my colors a little bit better. It makes the acrylic last or stay wet just a little bit longer. Works amazing. Love this stuff. So I'm going to take some of my white and mix it with it because I do want this to blend a little bit longer on my white because I'm going to make the mountains here. So we definitely want white on here. We want it to kind of blend forever. So we can get some blues to blend in with it, blacks to blend in with it, stuff like that. Get some right up here. Get right there. Get right there. I'm running out of paint there. So we want this to just kind of blend. Oops, I need some right there. Right there. Trying to see where I did not hit with white paint that I need to hit. Right there. There. Okay. So, done that. I'm going to take my little fan brush here and dip it into the blues. And just ever so lightly, because I don't want a whole lot on there. But we're going to, I'm going to have to flip this around, guys, so I can see better what I am doing for my mountains. And just come in here and put some blue into it. Right, like this. I'm going to do a little bit of a darker blue to it, right down the back side of it here. And put it on the back side of this mountain. Maybe right in here. Another little mountain to it. Okay. And then just gonna take a fluffy brush. I'm just gonna, I know I make a lot of noise when I do that, but we're just gonna blend it in with a really, really fluffy brush. Okay, we're just gonna tap and blend. It's actually a makeup brush that I'm using, guys, and it works wonders to make mountains. It really, really does. Gives them like a little bit of, oops. Get some of that black off there. Let me go with the true blue again into here a little bit. And have everything painted over here. Painting my TV, I'm painting my computer. Don't mean to be, but I am. Seeing that retardant just makes it where everything will just blend so much better together. There's your mountains. Now I can take my white again and I can come in here and just backspace with the white here. Bring that in there really, really deeply. And bring it out a little bit then. Kind of soften the edges of that white. But it looks snow peaked. My poor TV over here is going to be totally painted. Keep hitting it. Okay, so there's our mountains. Okay. Can you see them? Okay. Now we've got to paint our sky. I really kind of wanting to do that blue, but I'm thinking I need to go with a lighter blue. Like I'm thinking blue cotton. Do a light blue sky just to make it so pretty. And then we can add some clouds into the sky too if we need to. But I think a light blue sky with all them, this color blue for a sky would be just gorgeous. Ooh, that was a lot of water and no paint. Guess it helps if I shake up my paint, or my paint first. Okay. So, let's paint our sky. Okay. We're going to go like this. We're going to paint our sky in. And I don't know what color sky he really wanted, but I think Wyoming has blue skies. To me, Wyoming has very pretty skies. So, we're going to go with blue. And that will really make these mountains pop. And we can add a few little clouds into them skies if we need to, and add some just really light fluffy clouds. Once we get it all painted in. Oh yes, that is going to be gorgeous. I love that sky with this. Oh, look at that, guys. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you guys can see that. But that looks really good. Then, I think for us to put some clouds into it, because I think we just need a few really, really light clouds here. Nothing too drastic, just sweeping clouds here. So we're just going to go like this, and we're just going to go some of them just sweeping off the top of the mountain there. And there's probably not much for clouds, but just a little bit. Few wispies of clouds, just wispies. That's all we need. Ta-da! I'm loving it. I'll probably have to go back and do just a few little touch-ups. Set my number. It's number 3. It that'll work. So like right here, I got a few little pieces I don't want in there. Okay. I do want to touch that blade up just a bit. I think otherwise, I think it looks pretty darn good. Touch up this cowboy here just a bit in a few spots. To get some paint over them. He's a little thin in. A couple of spots he's got kind of thin in the paint. Fix him up just a tad. Ta-da! I'm liking that. I think it looks really cool. So, let me see if I can steal my phone and kind of show you guys what it looks like. There you go. It is all done. Now we'll... Oops. Keeps telling me to rotate. Okay. Went this way. Now I'm going to sign it right down here. Let me find my little... Where's my tiny one? Okay. So right down here. Okay, I'm going to do this and flip it around here. See if it'll let me flip it. Okay, we're going to sign it right down here. Right? We're going to go... .J. See that? Okay. So it is signed. Amy's always on me to sign my stuff. Oh, I gotta do the yellow on the sides yet. Okay. Otherwise, guys, it is done. And ready to go. Thanks for watching. And see you next time.